What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the top 5 books that I read this 2018. So a lot of people ask me always on Instagram, Oy, ano yung book na binabasa mo? What are you reading now? What's your favorite book? So we decided to actually do 5 books that I enjoyed reading this 2018. And people always ask me, what's your favorite books of all time? And I have yet to make that top 10 list. But this year, I have encountered such amazing literature that I feel like you guys will also enjoy. So let's start it off with the first one. This is, it's fiction naman. 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. And basically, this story is enthralling. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's a book about love, about hope, about the pain of warfare, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. There's a little bit of history background also that you'll be taken in and immersed in, and yeah, it's one of the best fiction books that I've ever read. Khaled Hosseini with 1,000 Splendid Suns. Next up, well, this is an allegory. I think it's not just fiction. Yeah, I think it's an allegory by one of my most favorite authors. My current favorite author is C.S. Lewis, and this is The Great Divorce. And this book is really, okay, I need to read you the plot para you understand what it's all about. Basically, it's a timeless novel about a bus ride from hell to heaven. So, yun yung plot niya. It's one of the most well-written books, obviously, because it's by C.S. Lewis, and it's profound, it's beautifully written, and as you all probably know, or for those who have followed me a long time, I love writing notes and underlining my favorite lines from a book. Let's see. There are only 2 kinds of people in the end. Those who say to God, "Thy will be done," and those to whom God says, in the end, "Thy will be done." So, I like that. Another line that I fell in love with. There have been some who were so occupied in spreading Christianity that they never gave a thought to Christ. And that's just absolutely beautiful. You know, I've met and encountered a lot of people who don't even want to hear the word of God because they've encountered Christians who did not care about them or didn't care about representing Christ. They only cared about really sharing Christianity. And I think as Christians, we're really called to show the love of Christ. We're called to show His righteousness, His holiness. We're also called to show His love. And that's true. There sometimes are people who just want to spread Christianity without actually giving a thought to who Christ is. So yeah, it's an amazing book. It's a novel. You guys should check it out. Okay, another one that I really loved is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I watched the movie with a friend of mine, and he said that he loves the book. And I must admit, the book is even better than the movie. Although the movie is pretty cool too. I guess they're on the same level of coolness. Etong sa book lang, I guess you have more space and more freedom to really play around the characters and dive into who they are. And yeah, it's one of the nicest, easy read kind of fiction. Si C.S. Lewis kasi parang never siya naging easy read apart from Chronicles of Narnia. There. One of my all-time favorite books, which I just read this year also, is Crazy Love by Francis Chan. I'll read to you some of my favorite lines from this book. Francis Chan talks about how the love of God and how our love for God should be changing the way that we live our everyday lives. Ito, favorite ko. Don't let yourself forget, soak it in, and keep remembering that it is true. He is everything, referring to God. Ito, ang ganda. This really changed the way that This is a game changer. This book is a game changer. Sabi niya, obsessed people or obsessed with God are more concerned with obeying God than doing what is expected or fulfilling the status quo. A person who is obsessed with Jesus will do things that don't always make sense in terms of success or wealth on this earth. As Martin Luther put it, There are 2 days on my calendar, this day and that day. And another line that he says is, I was standing before a holy God and robbing him of the glory that was rightfully his. And this really hit me because sometimes we tend to focus so much on who we are, the attention that we're receiving, the success that we should be having, and not really focusing on the eternal perspective of who God is and how we're supposed to live our lives in accordance to His will. So this book is a game changer. I really love it. And there are parts of the book where he tells you na, hey, go to this website and just marvel at the creation of God. Ang ganda. And you can really check it out. It's absolutely amazing. Here, another one. It confuses us when loving God is hard. Shouldn't it be easy to love a God so wonderful? When we love God because we feel we should love Him instead of genuinely loving out of our true selves, we have forgotten who God really is. Our amnesia is flaring up again. Ang ganda. So it really talks about getting to know God more and then eventually falling in love with Him instead of continuously asking yourself, and you know, and I think that speaks a lot about the human nature na parang, why don't I feel this? Why doesn't it feel like this? And feelings change, man. Feelings can be easily manipulated. Feelings can be easily changed all the time. And sometimes the things that we're supposed to be doing don't really come after the feelings. The feelings come after the things we're supposed to be doing. So, there. And lastly, my favorite read from this year is Reason for God by Tim Keller. Absolutely amazing. I have bought 3 other copies for my friends who I knew would enjoy this book, Reason for God, the belief in an age of skepticism. And basically, it's a philosophical, logical book on theology. How the God of the Bible ties in with the realities that we have to constantly deal with. I am obsessed with this book, so much so that ang dami kong, if I like a line or an idea, I put bookmarks and then I've highlighted everything. So let's see. Ay, ang ganda. See? Why did Jesus have to die in order to forgive us? There was a debt to be paid. God Himself paid it. There was a penalty to be borne. God Himself bore it. Forgiveness is always a form of costly suffering. That's so true. And Jesus died on the cross for us. Ang ganda ng mga pa-lines dito ni Kuya mong Tim Keller. Hi, ayan, see? There's nothing mistaken about that, but it would be very easy in that condition to approach God as a means to an end. Are you getting into Christianity to serve God or to get God to serve you? Because sometimes we get into Christianity or get into a religion because it serves us, but Christianity is all about glorifying and serving the God who created this universe, the God who saved us from eternal damnation, and the God of the Bible. So yeah, those are my top 5 books. I honestly, if I can tell you which books to first read, Reason for God, yes. If you want like a palate cleanser that's a little bit of a novel, The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. And lastly, Crazy Love by Francis Chan. So those are my top 5 books for 2018. I've read a couple more, but these are my favorite ones and the best ones that I can share with you guys. I hope it helps, and I hope that you guys find copies of these amazing books and read other titles from the same authors. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to JPTV. That's it for this one. Peace.